What if God, the divine entity we often associate with love and mercy, were also a judge, a deliverer of justice, and sometimes wrath? This question is not meant to unsettle, but to provoke thought. The Bible, a complex tapestry of narratives, offers us varied interpretations of God's judgment. In the Old Testament, we find depictions of a vengeful God, particularly in the book of Isaiah, chapter 34. The prophet Isaiah foretells of God's wrath against nations, delivering judgment and decreeing the doom of Edom. The imagery is stark, with mountains melting from blood and lands saturated with the scent of death. Similar depictions can be found throughout the Old Testament, from Deuteronomy to the first book of Samuel. These passages, filled with the destruction of cities and the death of innocents, might lead one to question, is this the same God of love we've come to know? Upon delving deeper into the Bible in the book of Job, a different perspective emerges. It reminds us that God, as the Creator, possesses sovereignty over all life and reserves the right to reclaim it. The book of Deuteronomy, on the other hand, emphasizes God's power to shape and mold human life. It's akin to the life cycle of a car. After years of use, it may break down, so the manufacturer pulls it back. Some cars undergo extensive repairs, others are melted down and remade. From a perspective of fairness and justice, God is a righteous judge, a being who daily expresses wrath against evil. We all must appear before Christ to receive recompense for our deeds, whether good or evil. For those who have witnessed God's punishment, the book of Hebrews offers a comforting perspective. It suggests that God's discipline is an act of love aimed at our improvement. Although it might seem painful at the moment, it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. In conclusion, the Bible presents us with a multifaceted view of God's judgment. On one hand, we see a God of wrath, punishing nations and decreeing doom. On the other hand, we find a loving Father, shaping and molding lives, disciplining for the sake of righteousness and improvement. The complexity of these interpretations encourages us to reflect on the nature of God's judgment, not as an act of cruelty, but as a testament to His sovereignty, His power to shape lives, and His relentless pursuit of righteousness. It's a reminder that the divine narrative is far more nuanced than we might initially perceive.